Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another pack with me video because I am going on holiday to Spain and I wanted to show you how I fit everything I need for my week's holiday into one of these very small under the seat bags in front of you. My partner and I, we always like to travel as cheaply as possible. The cheaper the flight, the better. We love cheap accommodation as well. But when you're saving money on flights, the main thing is to just not pay for baggage because it's so expensive. So we always fly with EasyJet or Ryanair and their standard tickets are a lot less expensive if you just take your bag like this, which goes under the seat in front of you, which also really helps when you get to the airport on the other side. You can literally just take your bag off the plane with you. You haven't got to stand waiting for your baggage to come round on the carousel. You can literally just start the holiday when you get there. I've got everything laying out on my bed in piles. I've kind of like pre-planned the kinds of things I want to take and then I folded them so I can get a bit of an idea of their size. But the first thing I do when I'm planning what I'm going to take is I check the weather. So we have got an absolutely glorious looking week ahead of us. It's 28, 30 degrees, it's going to be absolutely lovely, it's going to be mostly sunny, so I'm so looking forward to that. But if that's the case, then obviously I only need to take like warm clothes. Even when it gets down in the evenings, that's also a really good thing to check. Look at like the low temperatures of the day, because if it starts dipping below like 18 degrees, you're probably going to want a jacket or something for the evenings. But in my case, it's not looking like it's going to get below 23 degrees, which is gorgeous. So with that in mind, I've got everything laying out. I'm just going to run through each item with you so you can see what I've got. Okie dokie, so I've got everything laying out on my bed. I've pre-planned, I've checked the weather as I usually do. So I've got 4 bikinis, I've got 5 pairs of socks, got my pants, then I've got my passport, my adapter and my sunglasses. I kind of tried to lay things out in categories just to make it make more sense to me. Oh, so this is like miscellaneous bits, so I also need to grab my Apple Watch charger and my phone charger for this pile. Over here I've got my makeup bag, which only has my dry ingredients, so to speak, so like my powders and my eyeshadow and the brushes, because in here I don't even know if you still need the plastic bag, but this is my wet stuff, so it's my foundation, my sun cream, bits like that. Then I've got these are 2 of the same cords. They're just from Shein. They were cheap a couple of years ago, but they're so good for summer. And with the weather being so hot, I wanted something that was nice and lightweight that I could also mix and match. So these are 2 different sets of just shirts and trousers. Oh, that's a bit dirty. Oh well. So it's like an oversized flowy shirt with a matching trouser. One's in brown and one's in cream. Then I've got this lovely beach cover-up from Burlock. I've got a nice dress for going out for dinner one of the nights. And then I've got 4 just small crop tops, like baby t-shirts and racer vests. I've got my hairbrush, my flannel and my toothbrush here. This is the bag that I'm taking. This is my trusty Ryanair small sized bag. And then I've also got my handbag, which I need to fit in the bag that I'm taking, because I'm never 100% sure whether they let you have a handbag and your bag that you're actually taking with stuff. So I've got my headphones and my wallet in there, and this is my camera case. I'm obviously filming on my camera, but just to show you, my camera case fits in there. So let's have a look at everything. I'm going to show you how I get it all into this teeny weeny bag. So now I've just gone and got my 2 chargers, which I will most certainly need. I've also just grabbed some scissors because a couple of the bikinis still have the tags on them, and so does this dress. So I'm going to take those off before I pack them, because there's no point in labels taking up room in my suitcase. Bag. I had a few comments on my last video about like my choice in footwear and stuff, which I totally get. Some people were commenting saying like that's obviously not all she took, she's going for a week, she's obviously going to take more. I promise you, this is everything I'm taking. Like there's no way I'm paying the baggage fees, as much as I might want more stuff. There are just certain things I think you can live without for a week, and there are other things that you can buy when you're out there if you really desperately need them. For example, I've got my bag of wet, like skincare, well, I say skincare, so it's my wet makeup. I've got one face cleanser and one moisturiser and my lip balm, but when I get there, if I feel like I need to grab another cleanser, I absolutely will. I will just grab a very cheap deodorant from the supermarket, and sun cream as well. I'm just going to buy when I'm there, because between Kyle and I, we'll probably get through a bottle of sun cream between us in a week. But I'm very excited to take these tags off these bikinis, because I literally never go swimming in England. I went to the spa a couple of weeks ago, but I am very excited to wear my new bikinis as Jesus intended me to, which is on a sunny holiday, lounging by the pool, going on the beach. And some of the other comments I got were about my shoes as well. So I took some chunky sandals with me the last time I did a video like this. It was my comeback with me when I went to Bulgaria. And Bulgaria is like, we were doing a city break, so I did take some chunky sandals because it was really hot, but I honestly just did not wear them. I am a chunky shoe girl, so I literally just don't own small flip-flops, so I don't have those to take with me. On the basis that I didn't actually wear the sandals last time, I'm not going to take any this time. I think if I'd thought about it more in depth, I probably would have gone to Primark and picked up a pair of like £1 flip-flops for being down by the pool, but I don't mind being barefoot, to be honest, especially if it's saving me room in my bag. And the sorts of holidays that Kyle and I go on, we do an awful lot of walking anyway, so it just makes sense that I just take trainers, because at least I'm going to be comfortable in them. But now I am going to tilt the camera down so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to work on getting all of this into my bag. There's also actually one more thing that I've just remembered. I went to WH Smith's yesterday and I got myself some essential holiday reading. Do you guys read these? I never do unless I go on holiday. I love them for the plane in case I've forgotten to like download anything to watch, but also just by the pool. You know these magazines that are just like total and complete trash, like I've lost a husband but gained a wife, secret girlfriend, my poor boy with a kettle. And then I've got I'm remarrying my first husband after 50 years apart, he wooed me again from behind bars. The way I'm gonna eat this content up while I'm lounging by the pool, I can't even tell you. Okay, so here is my freshly packed bag. Did anyone see my life flashing before my eyes at the end when I couldn't zip it up? This one is actually tighter than the bag I took to Bulgaria, but it's closed and it's nice and compact and small. And also I feel like the airlines kind of recognise these bags. And to be honest with you, every time I've taken this style and shape bag away with me, they haven't even asked me to try and put it in the compartment thing where they like test you before they let you on the flight. So that is that packed, although I am gonna need to go back in there and get my toothbrush out and get my hairbrush out, because I'm gonna need those things between now and when we leave, but that's fine, and my phone chargers obviously. In terms of what I'm wearing to travel, this is another thing that some people picked up on my last video, because I travelled in a jumpsuit and people were like, oh, I couldn't travel in a jumpsuit if I was on a plane having to get up and need a wee. That's fine. I don't think it's that much of a problem, but this is the jumpsuit that I am going to travel in, and I'm excited because this is tags on as well. This still has the label on because I haven't worn this yet either, and the weather's getting so horrible and miserable in the UK now, I really won't have a chance to wear it here before the summer ends. The summer's ended. So this is this gorgeous linen jumpsuit from Pimki, from ASOS, and I'm also planning on wearing this while we're away on holiday as well, because we've got a nice dinner booked for Kyle's birthday, so we're going to go to do that. But it's definitely something I would wear again, and especially because it's hot, this will be perfect. But I also think jumpsuits, they're probably not ideal to travel in for a lot of people. I really don't mind. I find them really comfy, so I'm happy with that. And then these are the shoes that I'm going to be wearing, which are my New Balance, and yeah, they are the only shoes that I'm taking. And I think, yeah, even though we've got like a nice dinner planned, I feel like as long as the top half of the face is done up with the makeup that I'm taking and wearing a nice outfit, I think we'll be okay in trainers. I would like to see anyone try to eject me from their establishment. And then I am gonna take a jumper of some form. I'm not 100% sorted on what I want to take. I'm thinking either this black one, which is And Other Stories, and it's just a crew neck knitted jumper, or I'm thinking this jumper, which is Primark, and it's just like a fluffy white jumper. They're basically identical, but the reason I want to take a jumper is A, when we leave on Friday it's going to be quite cold here, so I will want something to put on over my jumpsuit while we're travelling, but then also just in case it does feel a bit chilly in the evenings, like 23 degrees is still relatively warm, but just in case I want to make sure that I do have a layer if I need one. But that is me packed. Thank you so much for watching. I'm very excited to go on my holiday. I will be vlogging, so make sure you look out for that. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this very interesting and lovely and wonderful, and I will see you hopefully after I've got an absolutely stunning tan after next week. Bye!